Hello, folks. Lex Cunningham here from the Pure Garbage Podcast. Before we get into it with Boston Chowder, I just wanted to say a couple of words in regards to the passing of Dwight Clark at the young age of 61. He died of ALS. For those that don't know Dwight Clark, too young to remember it, he had a great catch in the end zone that a lot of people said he had no business catching. Two-time Super Bowl champion. 1979 to 1987. He played in San Francisco before retiring. From Clemson, selected to the Pro Bowl twice, 1982. He led the league in catches with 60. Dwight Clark. His career, 506 receptions, 6,750 yards, and 48 touchdowns in his career. He played with the great, and I mean the great. He played with the great. He played with the great Joe Montana, who said that Dwight was a vibrant, charismatic soul, and they were heartbroken. Getting back to the 1981 NFC Championship game against the Dallas Cowboys, he's the one that had the catch. YouTube it. Shout out to Dwight Clark, his family, his fans. You'll be missed. Your contribution to the game, outstanding. God bless. Rest in peace. Now on with the show.
Hi, this is Piper Blackwood.
And this is Veronica Fox.
Thank you for listening to the Pure Garbage Podcast.
Once again, we're back with Jimmy O'Reilly, the Boston Chowder, and myself, Lex Cunningham, here on the Pure Garbage Podcast. Jimmy O'Reilly, how you doing?
I'm good, Lexi, and yourself?
All right, my friend. Always good to hear your voice. Knowing you're probably getting ready to run away to Europe right about now. Summertime almost.
Oh, yeah, buddy. Oh, yeah.
Folks, for those that have been following us, thank you. Again, as customary, as I like to say. And for those that are just finding us, stick with us. We're going all year with NFL. Let's hit it right off the top there, O'Reilly. Donald Trump, the NFL. Let's get this one over with, man. This guy is just tires me out with the news and his grandstanding every day. But in this case, he doesn't care for the Philadelphia Eagles, yada, yada, yada. Where the truth lies, who knows? Other than the Eagles do not want to go to the White House to get their customary slap on the back from the Grand Poobah. Your thoughts?
Good for the Eagles. They don't want to go visit the orange douchebag in the White House.
Wow.
First he talks all kinds of smack about the NFL, this, that, how the guys have to stand or they stay in the tunnel. And then he disinvites these guys after they exercise their rights to free speech.
Yeah.
And say, F you, orange man, we're not coming. Then he says, I'm going to disinvite you. And he disinvites them like a little girl to a birthday party.
And I think using little girl is actually dragging little girls down. I think that he's got deeper issues. But hey, I don't want to get too political with the like or dislike of Donnie Trump, because there's a lot of guys out there that listen that think he's fantastic, and good for you.
I saw something last night on TV that's very interesting. It was a quote out of the Wall Street Journal where he was talking to Jerry Jones, and he told Jerry Jones straight up that the best thing that could ever happen to him and his popularity is the fact that the guys in the NFL aren't standing for the anthem, and he goes, that works in my advantage. I get the people fired up.
Yeah.
It just... Right? And another thing, a great thing about the Philly fans, even though they beat us in the Super Bowl, gotta love those guys. They were trolling the White House when they put a picture, they compared the picture of their parade and their celebration, compared to his inauguration picture, and they said, hey, there's more of us here than there was for your inauguration.
Wow.
Love the Philly fans. All props go to Philly for that.
Oh, Philly fans are brutal, man. I'll tell you right to your face. They have no mercy.
Crazy bastard.
Now, I'm going to throw this in before we move along to the other topics that we have on our show today. The New York Times, Ken Bolson and Mark Leibovich reported that the NFL owners had a meeting along with the NFL executives and player representatives, essentially guys from the union. According to these two reporters, the owners are intent on finding a way to avoid Trump's continued criticism. Now, adding to that, Donald wanted to own the Buffalo Bills at one point. Thank God that didn't happen, since I'm a Bills fan. But do you think this is Donald's way of striking back at the NFL for not letting him into that club?
Oh, I fully think that. I'm totally with you on that one. That's, again, the crybaby, I didn't get my toy kind of story.
Moving on from there, John Gruden, now the head coach of the Oakland Raiders, as I like to call them. Everyone knows they're going to be the Las Vegas Raiders / gamblers / somebody's going to jail. Your
Chucky's Raiders.
Chucky's Raiders. Awesome. Let's call them Chucky's Raiders. Thanks, Chowder. Okay, so Chucky's Raiders. He's now in the barn. He's now got control. He likes to get in the player's face. I know he's all over the quarterback, but your thoughts in general about what's going on in Oakland with John Gruden?
To tell you you the honest truth. I'm kind of jealous. I like John Gruden. Always did.
Me too.
I think he's going to bring them back and maybe even exceed what Jack Del Rio did 2 years ago.
Whoa.
I mean, he's got that style. He'll fire those guys up, and whoever doesn't, he's kind of like Belichick. Whoever doesn't follow his lead is shown the door.
Well, that's how a head coach should be, I thought. But there's some head coaches that, like the guy in Dallas, he'll kind of like, whatever.
Or the guy in Cleveland that jumps into the lake.
Okay, so Khalil Mack. He's kind of dealing with some stuff. Please feel free to let the fans know what's going on with Khalil Mack in Oakland.
Well, Khalil Mack, great player.
Yeah.
Love to have him on the Pats. I'm sure you'd like to have him on the Bills.
Oh, definitely.
But the man wants to get paid, and the Raiders are saying, wait, let us show us something else, and then we'll pay you. So now it's that back and forth calling each other out. Well, he's not calling anybody out. They're calling him out.
They're calling him out. They're kind of insinuating a couple of things about his potential or where he's going, maybe on the downside of his career. That's just to keep the price down. I don't know how you want a guy, after kind of giving him a hard time about paying him, how you expect him to show up every day and then want to perform in such a heavy sport where you can kind of lay off on hitting people or stopping runs and stuff like that. Your thoughts?
I'm with you on that one. I mean, you got to pay the man. If he's playing the way he was playing and the way he does play, you pay the man because you want that guy to play for you. If he holds out, we'll see what happens. But you know what? Them threatening and saying, he might not be caught up with the plays and with the rest of the players, I think that's a load of BS. He's that good of a player that he doesn't need a long time.
Well, he was the 2016 Defensive Player of the Year, and now all of a sudden the defensive coordinator, Paul Gunther, has an issue with him. So, all right, moving back to my neck of the woods, Buffalo. Jim Kelly, battling cancer, kind of moving forward. This guy's a fighter. Agreed?
Oh, agreed, 100%.
So now he's getting another award, and good for Jim. He's been influential in his community for a long time, in the community of Western New York and in Southern Ontario.
The Jimmy V Award.
Yes. And this is for his efforts in sports and his
fighting spirit that he's displaying right now, battling cancer 3 times, I believe.
Yeah.
Or 2 times. This is the second time he's
I think it's the second time, and then his cancer has returned after 3.5 years of being cancer-free. And then it pops up again, but in a different part of his body. This time is his jaw. Kelly being 58. For those that don't know and are not from planet Earth, Jim Kelly, prolific quarterback for the Buffalo Bills.
We know what's on your mind, Lex.
Always. Took him to 4 straight Super Bowls, folks, which is absolutely incredible in any sport to end up in the finals 4 times. He managed to do it.
Let me ask you a question. Hold on. Stop right there. And how many times did they win, though, out of those 4 times?
We won AFC championships 4 times. Okay.
Okay, as long as we got that out there.
So, Jim Kelly, if you're listening, if anyone from his neck of the woods, we send you our support and our love. Oh, wow, your Bill shots got me. Okay, Mike Adams. No, let's go to the Jets first. Let's go to the New York Jets. Yeah, from having a chuckle to saying we love you, Jim Kelly, let's move on to what we both consider a running gag, the New York Jets.
Woo, the Jets.
We always see
the Jets and their tight end prospect that smashed the car into a rail car, bouncing off the rail car, hitting the next person's FJ Cruiser, and getting charged with DWI.
Yeah, another Jets player getting bombed and driving. When will guys learn? Don't get in your car if you're drinking, right?
Well, they're Jets players. They think they're above the law. But they're just garbage.
Just garbage, as you would say.
Just garbage.
All right. Now, moving into a different part of the... Oh, God, I can't even talk. You crack me up. Okay, so Mike Adams, folks. He's a ex-Steelers offensive tackle who's lost about 68, 70 pounds, which is mammoth considering how big he was before. Chowder, please, Mike Adams' story.
Buddy, I've just, all I've seen was Instagram pictures, and the man looks good. I can't say he doesn't. He lost the weight. He looks cut, ripped. I don't know how he catches the ball. I guess he knows how to block. I mean, he is an offensive offensive tackle.
Yeah.
I'd like to see him try. I'd like to see a team sign him on a tryout or something just to see how well he could perform as a tight end.
Well, he was weighing.
I'd give him the chance.
I'd give him the chance too, because he's familiar with the sport and he comes from an offensive line position. First, he started. Well, he originally weighed 323 pounds, and now he's down to 255. So.
Wow.
255, and then the picture of him, he's rather lean. He's a big guy still, though. He's a tall man, big tall man.
Yeah, so I mean, he would make a good tight end, but I don't know how his hands are. I don't know. I've never seen him catch the ball. I'd like to see a workout.
Well, he might be a great blocking back for the run as well, tight end. He appeared in 41 games over 3 years, and the Steelers released him in May of 2016, and then he missed the 2015 season, and then the Bears signed him. He had 12 appearances with the Bears, and now he's out there on the street, but he lost the weight and he wants back in. If he ends up shining, man, what a story, eh?
Oh, it'd be great. I'd like to look back on that one.
Maybe the Patriots will pick him up and he can be Gronk's
and make
back.
him a great tight end? Maybe,
down.
You never know.
Okay, my friend, let's close with the mighty Buffalo Bills. Players are coming, players are going, but the rumor is that they're executing players from past regimes on that squad. I don't think so. I think they're just going with the guys they want. But your thoughts? You want to interject as we almost close the show?
From what I read from that article you sent me, I mean, some of the players that the old general manager brought in that they're still on the squad are the bread and butter of the Buffalo Bills, like LaShawn McCoy. What, are they going to get rid of McCoy?
No.
They're going to run the ball for you guys.
Well, I shouldn't say no in this league. Who knows? They'll find somebody. You know how it goes. Or they'll just change their whole way of moving the ball and we'll get 2 guys cheaper. Who knows anymore, man? Other than I just want to win, baby. So before we close, can I get a Go Bills there, Jimmy O'Reilly, the Boston Chowder?
Go Pats, and I'll see you in 2 weeks, Lex. See
you then, folks. Thank you again for listening to the Pure Garbage Podcast. O'Reilly, be safe. And remember, if you're hungry, don't try the chowder.
Thank you for listening to the Pure Garbage Podcast. You can find us on Podbean,
iTunes,
Google Play,
Stitcher,
SoundCloud,
and Twitter at Pure Garbage Pod.